You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hi, Bold and the Beautiful fans. We have got some new spoilers for you for next week. Hot stuff for Daphne's plan to undermine Carter's regime, and also the return of Jack Finnegan as he faces a twisted and hostile accusation from his ex-wife. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and as of now, just so you know, B&B is doing one of their dodgy things they do now and then where they hold the official spoilers and release them late. So far, at the time we're recording this, Friday night, haven't come out. Hopefully it'll be Saturday, and we will have you those official weekly spoilers videos Saturday or Sunday for you. If you are not following us already, please click subscribe. And just a quick note, there are no soaps airing at all on network TV on Monday, January 20th. It's an all-channel preemption for the inauguration coverage in DC. The only soap you can watch brand new on Monday is Days over on Peacock. And if that's not your jam, just hang on till Tuesday because we have got some really good stuff happening on Bold. Let's talk about it. So I have to say, I think Steffy Forrester is playing this pretty smart. She said the right things to get her job back, or a job back, at Forrester Creations, while also admitting she's still angry that they stole the company. She said that to Brooke, Carter, and Hope. I mean, if Steffi came in with hugs, kisses, and forgiveness, they wouldn't believe it. They wouldn't let her back. And then last week on Friday, we had Hope Logan sitting right there behind the CEO desk, I think deliberately trying to provoke Steffi into doing or saying something so that Hope could then run to Carter and get her to fire her nemesis. But Steffi kept her cool while still saying Brooke got slapped by karma when Rich, moved on. And she said it's probably coming for Hope too. I mean, Steffi basically warned her. Also, exactly what is Hope's title at this point? She was on a phone call bragging about hope for the future, the only line that Forrester has anymore, which is also its worst selling one. And Hope's not in the design office working with Zende, the only clothing designer left at Forrester Creations. So other than her saying she's making Forrester a more inclusive workplace, not seeing a lot of actual work out of Hope. Next week, Steffi is working in the design office. I guess they relegated her into there. And, that's where Hope should actually be because she's supposed to be helping design a line. Steffi is completely unbothered, though, about the change of seating because she wants to leave room for her co-conspirator Daphne to work her magic. This spoiler is pretty funny because Hope comes into the design office to brag to Steffi about how great the company's doing under Carter's regime. Hope really thinks they're making things happen and that word is spreading and people want to work with them. So she goes boasting to Steffi that they might partner with Daphne Rose on a signature fragrance. And I'm not sure how Steffi's going to keep a straight face as Hope gloats over something that Steffi set up to undermine Carter and Hope. And that never would have happened while Carter, Brooke, and Hope were running things if not for Steffi asking Daphne to show up and play a trick on them. And while Hope is in the design office keeping a super sharp eye on Steffi and trying to provoke her while also making sure she's not up to something, the real action is happening in the CEO office. That's where Carter Walton is telling Daphne Rose that her work is incredible. And then she is going to get very physically close to Carter and get a little flirty, asking if incredible is what he's looking for. A couple of things about this. First, Carter may not read her intentions as a seduction aimed at him, at least not initially. Because to be fair, Daphne is French. If you know any French people, a lot of them are very flirty. Of course, they have the accent, the savoir-faire, all of that. So it's hard to say, are they flirty or just French? Very tempting. So Carter might not exactly figure it out at first, and I'm sure Daphne won't lay it on too thick initially. Also this, I think Carter is going to keep what happened to himself. It was interesting that Hope brought up, like Thursday or Friday, that Steffi and Finn had problems. But the main problem they had this past year was Hope lusting after Steffi's husband and trying to hook up with him. But you have to give Finn credit. He immediately told Hope what Hope did and what she said. So here's what I wonder. Will Carter be as good of a man as Finn and immediately tell Hope that Daphne was flirty and touching him? If he doesn't, that's a big red flag that Carter is going to fall for this scheme hook, line, and sinker. Finn ratted out Hope because he loves his wife. Carter, on the other hand, loves having a woman around. So we'll see. Next week, we also have Dollar Bill getting a visit from one of his other sons. We finally get to see Liam Spencer, if you can believe it. It's been since late October we last saw Scott Clifton. In the 2025 B&B preview, Brad Bell said there's an exciting plot coming for Liam, but then he said they haven't even written it yet. So we'll see, A, if it manifests, and B, if it is exciting, because they keep shipping off legacy sons. First Wyatt, then Thomas, then RJ, and maybe Liam's going to be on a milk carton too at some point. And by the way, the actor Scott Clifton does have another project on his IMDb. So Liam comes to check on Bill at the mansion because his daddy-o has not been going into the office much at Spencer Publications. Remember, Will was just grilling him too. Liam says he's worried about his dad, but Dollar Bill insists he just needs some me time. Meanwhile, Luna is lurking and listening like always as Bill talks to his son. And I mean, if Luna likes waffles and doesn't mind an older man, maybe she should aim for Liam instead of Will, because Liam's single as a Pringle and, pretty much as smart as a dingle. So, and either of the Spencer sons could make her Bill's daughter-in-law if she lured them in. And finally, the big and juicy spoiler I've been dying to get to. It's about Jack Finnegan, who is back. We haven't seen him since he showed up at Il Giardino the night Luna killed Tom Starr, I think. I think that's the last time we saw him. Lei Finnegan obviously demanded his presence because she accused Poppy on Friday of banging Jack behind Leigh's back. And Jack seems to be either in denial, or he's lying, or he's totally in the dark, because as Lei slings what sounds like twisted accusations, Jack tells her she's not making sense. And then Lei asks him directly if he is Luna's father. What I really, truly hope is that Jack is not Luna's daddy and Finn is. Something a lot of us have been wondering about for a while, because remember, there was that scene where Poppy was lurking and peeking at Finn at Forrester Creations, and then he talked about how much he and Poppy hung out while he was a young adult and in college, and how Poppy helped him relax, I really hope that Lei is mistaken and she thought it was Jack mattress dancing with her sister, but it was really her son, because the second option is so much more twisted. OMG. Imagine if it was Finn's daughter who locked Steffi in a cage rather than his cousin. That's a bizarre reveal I could get behind. I'm hoping that Lei demands Jack do a DNA test. And, if he suspects he might be the dad, he may want to know. And if he's certain he's not, then he'll want to do it to exonerate himself. So I hope she demands the test. But just so you know, you can get an inaccurate result if there are two different possible baby daddies and they are father and son, because they share so much genetic material. So could be very interesting. We'll see how it goes, but I am excited for it.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.